Well, I call this one a house with a history of suicide. I've already told you about a house with a history of divorce in one of the previous videos. Years ago, maybe 12 or 13 years ago, a young man in the high school near where I live was a senior and an only child. He committed suicide. I think his girlfriend broke up with him, and he was real depressed about that. Went in his bedroom and shot himself. And since he was an only child and the parents had all the memories that were connected to that house, they couldn't stand to live there much longer, so they sold the home and moved away. Some people we knew from church bought the house, and 6 months after they moved into the house, and their own teenage son is now sleeping in the same bedroom where this other young man committed suicide, this new family, their son, went to the youth minister at church and said, "I really need prayer now that we're in this new house. I have thoughts of suicide all the time." So they did pray for him. He did later try to commit suicide and got scared after he took a bottle of pills, called his mom. They rushed him to the hospital, pumped his stomach. He lived through it. So maybe those prayers are part of what helped him to survive. But a couple of years later, they moved out of the house. So I saw a new family moving in, and I thought, you know, that's kind of strange. One family's already had a son commit suicide on this property. Another son for the next family tried to commit suicide on this property. I wonder if I should say something, but you know, how do you go say, you know, your house might have a problem demonically? You know, it's hard to say that, so I just didn't. And within a short time, the new family who'd bought the home had it up for sale again, and there was a moving van out there, and it's on my regular route where I walk every day in the neighborhood close to my home. And so I stopped, and as the man was out, you know, overseeing the loading of his possessions, I said to him, I said, "Y'all moving already?" And he said, "Yeah, we found another house we really like." And I said, "Okay, well, I never stopped to say anything to you, and I'm glad it's no other reason than that, but the people that used to live here had a son that tried to commit suicide, and the ones before them had a son who did commit suicide." He said, "What did you say?" And I explained again about the two young men, and he said, "We did not know that." And we're moving actually because my son has had night terrors, nightmares, terrible, ever since we've come, and nothing we do has helped. That's why we're selling the house and moved away. We've already bought another house. So I gave him a book and some stakes, and I said, "Take these to your next house." And I kind of explained what I knew about spiritual warfare and prayer and demonic territorial activities, sometimes focused on certain issues like divorce or suicide. And he thanked me, and I never saw him again. The next family that was moving into the house, I decided just to be a fool for Christ and tell him what I knew. So I explained all that to him, and I gave him some stakes and a book, and I said, "Everything's probably fine. I know you hadn't had any problems yet, but please just take my advice and stake out this house and read the book." And you know, we can only do what we can do. God puts people in front of us. Maybe we should be a little bolder to speak up and try to help, even if we think it might make us look silly to someone else. So keep praying. Prayer works. Love you.